build it.
Oh,
Embarrassing.
Because we're boys.
Well, how old are you?
18 years
18
old.
years old. 18 and a half.
8 and 3/4.
Is it 11?
Is it 12?
Do you know the time?
There we go.
Get out. It's like he's being born.
Oh, this is hurting so much. You're actually
It's right on his head. What's wrong?
Oh.
Do something to his hand. Put your arse on it.
Obviously I'm glad to go home, it'd be nice to go home for a bit, but I think we'll all be quite sad that it's finished. It'll be quite weird just being at home and not being in 2 cities a day with Brian in the van. Yeah, I think it would be nice to be home, but also sad to not be on the trip with this lot as well.
Favourite places has to be Belfast, because it was just me, Michael, and Steve, and I was really apprehensive before we got there because I wasn't sure what Northern Ireland was about. And the guy kind of put us at ease. Well, I say at ease. He was passionate about the history of the place, and getting to know that before we went round. So he gave us a debrief of the history of Northern Ireland, history of Belfast, and getting to know that before you go round somewhere is actually it's enlightening. So it makes you see the place in a different kind of way. And the people of Belfast were lovely. They were all wary of their history, and it was amazing to see that the Belfast city centre was actually neutral. You've got Protestant and Catholic areas, but I really enjoyed Belfast. It was just a brilliant day, and we got some really good, productive vox pops, and we got some good interviews, and met some lovely people.
Favourite place, or favourite moment, I'd probably say was Nottingham, when we went to Nottingham Riviera. Us 4 boys who decided to go in our boxers and just, well, we ended up going in the river. No, not the river, sorry, the fountain. And yeah, had a shower, we got the shampoo out, and in the middle of the town decided to have a little shower, and got quite a lot of attention from some very rowdy locals. But there was other people in there as well, but they didn't do it to the standard we did. Thought it'd be funny to get the shampoo.
My favourite moment was breaking down a Land Rover in the middle of Manchester and having to call a roadside assistant van, which was yellow, and he could drive the Land Rover, which had a broken clutch, but needed somebody to drive his van, so I got to drive the big yellow van around Manchester for an afternoon. Yeah, an afternoon. I think I've learned that A, there's a lot more going on in cities than you see if you're going to them normally, and B, that most of the people are actually very proud, if you talk to them, of their individual cities, and every place that people actually love where they're living, which I don't know why I didn't expect, but I think that people are a lot more upbeat and positive about where they're living than I thought they would be. And I was, to be honest, apprehensive about what I thought the people of Britain thought about their country, about their nation, about the people that were in the country, and the feedback we got through talking to people was amazing, and it was so much. It was surprising. In fact, it was so much better than I thought it would be. I mean, in places such as Leeds and Edinburgh and Brighton, people are just so. I think the event that we're creating now is giving people a chance to voice the opinions that they've always had, but they can kind of. Now we're here, that they feel free to talk about what they do think is great about Britain.
What I discovered about Britain when I was travelling, basically the variety around the whole of Britain, from England to Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. It's ridiculous, and the pride that people had in the place they were from was outstanding. It really showed me a lot, and what I thought about it. The diversity as well. Like, one place to another, it's just, you can be in an hour's drive up the road and you're in a completely different place, which was pretty amazing. Like, the accents even changed, that's something. It's such a close radius.
And I think that just summarises why the Great Exhibition 2012 is such a good idea, because it gives the people not only who are overtly proud, but the people who are not so and a bit more reserved when it comes to it. But it gives everyone a chance to put themselves on the map, I suppose, put themselves on the map and you know, celebrate what they've got, their places they live in, and everything which comes with that.
Overall, yeah, I think I've changed. I think I've become a lot like, I'm a lot more confident in the event, and I'm a lot more confident in myself. And I've also learnt that you can do anything you want, really, and Britain is great. So,
how did I change? I don't think I lacked confidence before, but I think it's definitely, my confidence has grown in terms of, A, if you don't ask, you don't get, sort of try everything and see what's the worst that can happen, and B, in sort of approaching people, having done all the wristband give outs and vox pops. Most people, once you approach them, are very happy to talk to you, or not, and it doesn't make any difference. So I think confidence has grown a bit, and also, yeah, just learning more about the country.
How it's changed me. I'd say I've discovered that I'm a lot more persuasive than I once thought. Getting people to come over to do their vox pops, like just going up to complete strangers and just blagging, telling them, like, just to get them to come over and do an interview for us, and just to tell the camera, tell the people of the whole of Britain, like, what they think's great about their place, so they can kind of big it up.
I've sort of, the attitude I would have picked up maybe is if you don't ask, you don't get. I mean, the whole way round the country, we've just been asking, chancing things, and most of the time people will say yeah. So I'd say if you don't ask, you don't get, and I try and apply that where I can.
my thoughts on the three boys before we came on the 2 weeks has been proven with Mike's picking of his feet. I mean, it's disgusting, and he did do it, and we all thought he would do, and he did. Another thing about Mike, going around Britain, it's actually strange how you realise how short he actually is. Going around Britain and interviewing these people, I mean, I'd say 80% of the people are a lot taller than Mike, and on the Isle of Wight you can't really see that. But going around Britain, yeah, he's a short person.
And Casper's just Casper. That's the cheesiest thing I've ever said. Casper is just Casper. No, he's been a laugh. He smells, but other than that, he's a good laugh. And oh god, he's lazy as well. Really lazy. Like, you notice it. He'll do anything to not do anything. He's just, it's unbelievable.
Casper, well, Casper's been witty across the trip. I'll give him that. He's funny. But his personal hygiene is just vile. I mean, the guy, I've never known someone to fart so much. I think he's got problems. I think he's just genuinely a smelly guy. He's probably the smelliest person I know. So,
Elliot snores to the point that Charlie had to make himself blue tack earplugs the other night in the bus we're staying in, which then became a bit of a problem the next day when he still was picking out blue tack for the rest of the day. And also likes to think of himself as a bit of a leader, a bit cocky with the old vox pops at the moment.
Casper, his feet literally were the worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. Like, there was something wrong there. Just damp dog. Which it smelled like.
Oh, before the adventure, Charlie developed this strange thing, which was it was actually started when me, him, and Casper, and another friend of ours, went to Amsterdam, and he's developed a weird habit of becoming a bit of a lone ranger. He seems to walk off a lot, and he likes to be in his own little world. And across this 2 weeks, it's kind of moved more into his humour. Yeah, I mean, he's just not funny.
I think Charlie on this trip has just confirmed his reputation as a bit of a lone wolf, as although we're all very good friends with him, he does seem to have a tendency to wander off and want to be on his own a bit, which we find a bit odd. Any opportunity to not be with us and be doing something on his own, not talking to anyone. For instance, walking around the village we're staying in these 2 days in a onesie barefoot last night for no particular reason.
But I do often find that I'd be doing something and I'm completely on my own, like nobody's around me, they all disappear off and do other things while I'm trying to do what we've actually been asked to do. which really, it was quite annoying and frustrating for most of the tour. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure I want to know, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
So yeah, the Great Exhibition 2012 adventure is over. The first one, anyway. Really enjoyed it. Seen great people. Had a great time with my friends. Learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about them. And yeah, it's been brilliant. So in a bit.
So this is the end of the Great Exhibition 2012 adventure. It's been very nice making fools of ourselves for you viewers, and hopefully we'll see you again at a different time.
Well, that's the end of my Great Exhibition 2012 adventure. Laters.
Okay, well, that's that finished. Suppose thank you to the Great Exhibition for giving me the opportunity to come on this trip, and yeah, it's been good, and I hope to go on another one. The videos should be pretty funny looking back, so I look forward to them. Alright, goodbye, thank you.